Welcome to the Easy English Podcast. I'm Kim, and I'm so happy you're here.
The place where you learn English slowly, calmly, clearly, and step by step.
Welcome back, my friend, to the Easy English Podcast. And today, I want you to feel something deep inside you. Not fear, not doubt, not hesitation, but possibility, real possibility. Because today, we're talking about something that can transform your English faster than any book, any course, or any grammar lesson ever could. We're talking about speaking confidence, that energy inside you that pushes your voice out into the world. That courage that helps you say the sentence even when you feel unsure. That strength that helps you speak even when your heart is beating fast. And trust me, once you build this kind of confidence, your English will change in ways you can't even imagine yet. So take a second. Breathe in and tell yourself quietly, I'm ready, because this is the beginning of a new chapter for you. Let me tell you something powerful. You don't need perfect English to speak with confidence. You don't need the biggest vocabulary. You don't need the best grammar. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You only need the courage to try, and the courage to keep trying. The truth is, fluent speakers are not fearless. They don't wake up with magical confidence. They don't walk into a room thinking, oh, I'm amazing. No. They walk in thinking, I might make mistakes, but I'm going to speak anyway. That's the difference. Not fearlessness, but fear acceptance. And forward movement, because confidence grows through action, not waiting. If you wait for the perfect moment, you will wait forever. If you wait until you feel ready, you might never speak. But if you decide to take the first step today, the journey begins. Let me give you a picture. Imagine two learners. Both have the same vocabulary, same grammar, same ability. One speaks, one stays silent. Who becomes fluent first? The one who opens their mouth? Always, every time, because speaking is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And today, I want to help you build that muscle, not slowly, not quietly, but with energy, with emotion, with purpose. So let's talk about something honest. You've had moments in your life when you wanted to speak English, but you didn't. Maybe you were in a class. Maybe a tourist asked you something. Maybe a coworker spoke to you, and you froze. That moment right there is the enemy. Not English, not grammar, not vocabulary. Your only enemy is the moment when fear becomes stronger than your voice. But the good news, that moment can be trained. You can learn to push through it. You can learn to control it. You can learn to rise above it. Because confidence is built like this. You do the thing you're scared of, and you survive it. And in that moment, you grow a little, a tiny step, but a real step. And after enough tiny steps, something extraordinary happens. You look back and realize you're not the same person anymore. You're stronger, you're louder, you're bolder. You've changed. Now let me ask you something. Do you remember the first time you tried to ride a bicycle? You were scared. You felt unbalanced. Your hands shook. Your legs felt weak. You probably fell once or twice. But did you stop? No, because deep inside you, even as a child, you knew you could learn it. Speaking English is the same. At first, it feels wobbly. You feel slow. You feel embarrassed. You feel exposed. But if you keep going, you find your balance. Then suddenly, one day, you're riding smoothly. And you think to yourself, why was I ever scared of this? And that moment when you surprise yourself, that's the moment confidence is born. So today, I want you to do something bold. I want you to decide right now that you're going to become a confident speaker. Not someday, not when I'm ready, but now, in this moment, because the truth is, confidence is a choice before it becomes a feeling. You choose to show up. You choose to speak. You choose to try, and eventually, confidence catches up to you. So here's what we're going to do together. In this episode, step by step, we're going to break the fear. We're going to understand it. We're going to challenge it. And we're going to replace it with strength. Your strength, because I believe in you, not because I know you personally, but because I know every learner who made progress started exactly where you are right now. Ready, willing, a little scared. But determined, and determination is more powerful than fear. Now, let's take our first real step. Let's talk about the moments when confidence starts growing, not when you succeed. But when you decide to try, that's where confidence begins, and that's where your journey starts today. Asterisk, now let's go deeper, because this next part is something most learners never understand. Confidence doesn't grow when everything is easy. Confidence grows in the uncomfortable moments. The moments when your voice shakes. The moments when you hesitate. The moments when you say something wrong and you survive. Think about that for a moment. You survive. Every single time you've made mistakes before. You've forgotten words before. You've mispronounced things before. You've felt embarrassed before. But look at you. You're still here. You're still learning. You didn't disappear. You didn't lose your value. Nothing terrible happened. Confidence is built when you realize that nothing bad actually happens when you try. That's why confident speakers seem fearless. They're not fearless. They're experienced. They've been through uncomfortable moments, and now those moments don't scare them anymore. Let me ask you something powerful. Have you ever watched someone speak English confidently and thought, wow, they're so good? I can never be like that. If you have, listen closely. You didn't see their beginning. You didn't see their mistakes. You didn't see their nervous nights. You didn't see their first attempts. You're looking at their chapter 20 while comparing it to your chapter 1. And that, my friend, is not fair to you. Everyone you admire today was once a beginner. They didn't start confident. They became confident. And today, you're on the same road now. Let's talk about the real enemy of speaking confidence, overthinking. Overthinking is the silent killer of fluency. You hear a question, your mind starts building a sentence, and suddenly another voice appears inside you. What if I say it wrong? What if they don't understand me? What if I sound stupid? What if they judge me? And this voice grows louder and louder until your real voice becomes silent. But here's something you may not know. Overthinking is simply fear wearing a costume. It's the same fear that says, stay safe, stay quiet. Don't take risks, but staying quiet doesn't keep you safe. It keeps you stuck. You don't grow when you stay silent. You grow when you speak. Even if the sentence is not perfect, even if your accent is strong, even if your grammar is messy, even if you're nervous, you speak anyway. And that act, that choice, builds confidence brick by brick. Now, let's talk about perfection, because perfection destroys more dreams than failure ever will. Many learners are waiting for the moment when they finally feel ready, but do you know the truth? That moment never comes on its own. You don't wake up one day suddenly flawless. You become fluent by speaking imperfectly again and again. Perfection is a prison. Progress is freedom. So here's a truth to hold close to your heart. Your accent is not a problem. Your mistakes are not a problem. Your pauses are not a problem. They are all signs that you are learning. They are proof that you are trying. They are evidence of your courage. Let me say this clearly. Nobody has ever learned a new language without making thousands of mistakes. Not one person in history. So why should you expect yourself to be perfect? You shouldn't, and you don't need to. Your goal isn't perfection. Your goal is communication. Your goal is connection. Your goal is expression, and that goal is absolutely within your reach. Now, let's talk about something important. The moment right before you speak. You know that moment, right? The moment when your heart beats faster, your brain feels hot, your tongue feels heavy, your mind jumps between words. You feel the pressure. You hesitate. You think maybe I should stay quiet. That moment is the doorway. That is the exact moment where confidence is born. If you walk through that doorway, if you speak anyway, you win. Not because the sentence is perfect, but because you chose courage over fear. Every time you walk through that doorway, you train your brain to be braver next time. This is real confidence training. You want to know how confident speakers become confident? They don't avoid that moment. They walk straight into it, again and again and again, until the fear becomes small and their voice becomes strong. Let me tell you a story. Imagine two learners. One always tries to speak, even when they're nervous. The other always stays quiet because they want the right sentence. After 1 year, one of them becomes confident. The other stays silent. Do you know what the difference is? Not intelligence, not grammar knowledge, not vocabulary size. Only courage. Only action. Confidence belongs to those who act, not those who wait. Now, I want to shift your mindset. Right now, you probably think, I hope I don't make mistakes. I hope they understand me. I hope I speak well. But confident speakers think differently. They think, I hope I get a chance to speak. I hope I can practice more. I hope I can express myself. See the difference? One mindset avoids speaking. The other mindset welcomes it, and you can choose which one you want. Right now, today. In this very moment, your confidence starts with one decision. I will speak even if I'm not perfect. Say it quietly in your mind. I will speak even if I'm not perfect. You may not realize it yet, but by saying this, you have already changed something inside you. You've taken the first real step. Now we're getting closer to the heart of speaking confidence. The deeper truth, the idea that will change everything for you. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is doing it with fear. You speak with the fear. You move with the fear. You grow through the fear. You don't wait for it to disappear. It disappears because you moved. That's the secret. That's the truth. That's the key. And now you know it. So let's move to the next part, because now we're going to talk about the practical, real-world habits that build confidence every single day. The habits fluent speakers use without even thinking. The habits you can start using immediately. Let's go ** now that you understand confidence begins with action. It's time to look at the habits that actually build that action. Because confident speakers aren't born confident. They practice confidence every single day. They build it the same way you build muscle, with repetition, consistency, and tiny steps that add up. And the first habit is something incredibly simple, but incredibly powerful. Habit number 1. Speak a little English every day. Even if you speak to yourself, you don't need a teacher every day. You don't need a partner every day. Sometimes the best practice comes from talking to yourself out loud. Yes, out loud. When you narrate your actions, when you talk through your thoughts, when you say simple sentences like, I'm making breakfast, I'm going to work, I'm feeling tired today. Your brain starts connecting English to your daily life. This is how you turn English from a language you study into a language you live. And here's the beautiful truth. Your brain doesn't know the difference between speaking to someone and speaking alone. It still practices. It still learns. It still grows. Confident speakers do this constantly. They talk to themselves in English, not because they're strange, but because they understand something important. Every sentence spoken is a victory. Every sentence spoken is progress. So make this your first habit. Start talking to yourself. Start describing your actions. Start expressing your feelings. Start making English a part of your reality. Let's move on to the second habit. And this one will change your fluency faster than anything else. Habit number 2. Shadowing. Shadowing means listening to English and repeating it in real time, like an echo. Now, I know the first time you try it, you might feel silly. You might feel slow. You might feel like you're tripping over the words, but don't stop. Because shadowing trains the 3 things that matter most: your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your confidence. Let me tell you why shadowing works so well. When you shadow, you are not reading. You are not translating. You are not thinking about grammar. You are simply speaking. It's pure practice, pure movement, pure muscle training. Confident speakers don't just learn English, they imitate English. They copy the rhythm, the tone, the pauses, the melody, and that imitation becomes natural over time. Try shadowing for 5 minutes a day. Just 5 minutes. Put on a podcast, a YouTube video, or a short clip and repeat what you hear. It doesn't matter if you keep up. It doesn't matter if you get stuck. What matters is that you try. Little by little, your mouth becomes faster. Your voice becomes clearer. Your speaking becomes smoother. Shadowing builds real confidence because it forces you to speak, even when your brain wants to hold back. Now let's talk about another habit confident speakers have, and this one is a secret most learners never consider. Habit number 3. They think in English. Not every minute, but regularly, naturally, without forcing it. And thinking in English is not as difficult as you imagine. It starts small. You see a cup. You say in your mind, cup. You see a car and think, that car is beautiful. You see the sky and think, it's cloudy today. These tiny thoughts build a new pathway in your brain. The more you think in English, the less you translate. The less you translate, the faster you speak. The faster you speak, the more confident you become. Confident speakers don't wait until they're in a conversation to think in English. They think in English before the conversation even begins. Now let's move to something even more powerful. Habit number 4. They make mistakes on purpose. Yes, on purpose. This might sound crazy, but confident speakers are not afraid of errors. They don't avoid mistakes. They walk straight into them because they know mistakes are the price of fluency. If you learn a new word, use it immediately, even if you use it wrong. If you learn a new structure, try it in a sentence today, even if it feels weird. If you learn a new phrase, say it out loud, even if it sounds awkward. Every mistake becomes a memory. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every mistake becomes a step forward. Shy speakers hide from mistakes. Confident speakers chase them. And this leads us perfectly to the next habit. Habit number 5. They celebrate small wins. This is something you must learn to do. Most learners are too hard on themselves. They speak for 5 minutes and think, I made 3 mistakes. I'm terrible. No, you spoke for 5 minutes. That is amazing. You understood someone. That is progress. You tried a new word. That is victory. You stayed in the conversation. That is courage. Confident speakers focus on what went right, not what went wrong. And that mindset gives them fuel, motivation, energy, momentum. If you want to stay confident, you must celebrate the progress you're making, even if it feels small. Now let's talk about something deeper, something emotional, something that truly transforms confidence. Habit number 6. They stop comparing themselves to others. Comparison kills confidence. You look at someone who speaks better, and suddenly you feel small. You feel slow. You feel behind. But here's something powerful you must remember. You don't see their journey. You don't see their struggles. You don't see the mistakes they've made. You only see the result, and comparing your beginning to someone else's middle will always destroy your motivation. Confident speakers compare themselves only to one person, their past self. They ask, am I better than I was last week? Did I learn something new today? Am I more confident than last month? This is how growth happens. Slow, steady, personal now. Let's move to one of the strongest habits of confident speakers. Habit number 7. They put themselves in English situations, even when it feels scary. Confidence cannot grow in comfort zones. You must step into real conversations, real moments, real challenges. Talk to a tourist. Join an online English group. Ask a question in class. Order food in English if you have the chance. Send a voice message to a friend. Start a small talk with someone. When you expose yourself to real English, your confidence grows 10 times faster than when you only study alone. Because real situations force your brain to work. They force your voice to come out. They force your confidence to show up, even if you feel nervous. Especially if you feel nervous. The more you speak in real life, the more your fear disappears. Now take a breath. You've learned a lot already, and you're doing great. Really, you are. But we're not done yet. Part 4 is where we go even deeper, where we build emotional strength, mental strength, and real-life strategies that transform fear into confidence. Asterisk, before we continue, I want you to remember something important. You are not behind. You are not slow. You are not weak. You are learning a whole new language, and that takes courage. Most people never even try, but you're here. You're showing up, and that already makes you stronger than you think. Now let's go deeper into the emotional part of confidence, the part we don't talk about enough. The truth is, confidence is not just a skill. It's an emotional journey. A journey full of moments that challenge you, moments that test you, moments that shape you. And the first emotional skill you must learn is this. You must learn to control your inner voice. The one that whispers in your mind, don't speak. You might make a mistake. Don't answer. They will judge you. You're not good enough yet. This voice feels powerful. It feels real. It feels convincing. But you must understand something. This voice is not the truth. It's just fear pretending to be logic. Your inner voice loves comfort. It loves safety. It loves staying silent. But confidence is built when you challenge that voice, not when you obey it. And the way you challenge it is simple. You talk back. You say, I don't need to be perfect. I'm allowed to learn. My voice matters. I can do this. These small statements, these little sentences, can change everything. Now let's talk about something even more powerful. something confident speakers do naturally. Asterisk. You've made it all the way here, and that already says something about you. It tells me you're serious, you're committed, you're ready for change. And now, we take all the ideas from this episode and turn them into real action that will transform your confidence every single day. Because confidence isn't built from one big moment, it's built from small, simple habits repeated again and again. Habits that fit into your daily life. Habits that take only minutes but create huge results. So let's begin with the most important one, action. Step 1. Speak a little English every day. You already know this matters. Now it's time to make it a routine, every morning or every night. Talk to yourself for 1 or 2 minutes. Just describe your day. Say how you feel. Say how you feel. Say what you plan to do. Even something simple like, I'm getting ready for work. I feel excited today. I'm learning to speak confidently. These small sentences shape your brain. They tell your mind, English belongs to me. English is part of my life. 1 minute a day can change everything. Now let's continue, action. Step 2. Shadow English every day for 5 minutes. Put on a podcast, a YouTube clip, or even this episode again, and repeat the sentences out loud. Shadowing trains your mouth, your pronunciation, your rhythm, your confidence. Even if you can't keep up, even if you feel slow, keep going. Shadowing is one of the most powerful tools confident speakers use without even realizing it. Now let's talk about something deeper. Action step 3. Practice thinking in English. You don't have to think in English all day. Just choose small moments when you're walking, when you're cooking, when you're waiting in line. Think tiny thoughts like, the weather is cold, I'm feeling hungry, I want to sleep early. These small internal thoughts slowly remove translation, and when translation disappears, confidence appears. Next, action step 4. Celebrate your small wins. Did you understand someone today? Celebrate it. Did you say 1 new sentence? Celebrate it. Did you practice for 5 minutes? Celebrate it. Did you try even though you were scared? Celebrate it. Confidence grows from recognition. When you acknowledge your small wins, you build positive momentum, make learning exciting again. Now let's go to the emotional level. Action step 5. Stop comparing yourself to others. The only person you need to compare yourself to, your past self. Look at where you were last year. Look at where you are now. See the progress. That's your journey. That's your path. That is something to be proud of. Comparison destroys confidence. Self-recognition builds it. Next, action step 6. Put yourself in English. Situations do not wait for the perfect moment. Create the moment. Start small. Send 1 voice note a week. Join 1 English group. Ask 1 question in class. Order something in English. Talk to someone for 30 seconds. Every real conversation changes you. Every real moment teaches you. You begin to realize that English is not something outside of you. English is something inside you. Finally, action step 7. Speak with courage, not perfection. When the moment comes, don't chase the perfect sentence. Chase the opportunity. Speak. Say whatever comes out. Speak with honesty. Speak with heart. Speak with bravery. Perfection is not the goal. Expression is the goal. Connection is the goal. Communication is the goal. Voice is allowed to be imperfect. Your voice is allowed to be human. Your voice is allowed to grow now. Take a deep breath. Because the final message of this episode is something I want you to remember forever. Confidence is built by doing the things you once believed you couldn't do. The first time you speak, you feel scared. The second time, you feel nervous. The third time, you feel unsure. The fourth time, you feel better. And one day, you speak without thinking, you speak without fear, you speak without hesitation, and you realize, I'm doing it. I'm really doing it. And that moment is waiting for you. You are not behind. You are not weak. You are not slow. You are becoming. You are improving. You are growing. You are transforming. And every step you take, every practice session, every attempt brings you closer to the confident speaker you want to be. Now, before we close, I want you to say something quietly in your mind. Say it with belief. Say it with strength. Say it with strength. Say it with hope. I can speak English confidently. I deserve to speak. My voice matters. Because it's true. Every single word of it is true. And now, my friend, we've reached the end of today's journey. But this is only the beginning for you. Your confidence will grow every day you practice, and I will be here in every episode supporting you, guiding you, and helping you unlock your best. English, thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for choosing to grow. This is the Easy English Podcast, and I'm your host, Kim. Take care. Keep practicing, and remember, your new voice starts today.
Thank you for listening to the Easy English Podcast. Take care, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next episode.